A beautiful, amazing Shabbos. We are still in the month of Nisan, so God has got to bring Mashiach. Wow, we had an amazing, uplifting Pesach, the first day, the last day, tremendous amounts of spiritual inspiration, and we have to apply that in our lives, in the world. And we're seeing right now the revelation of evil on the college campuses, certainly in Israel. We've seen it a long time. And it's time for all Jews around the world to acknowledge the truth that there never was a secular society in human history that didn't turn against the Jews. You know, we have now, thank God, hundreds of millions, not close to a billion evangelical Christians that are supportive of the Jewish people. Generally speaking, China and Russia are friendly or well disposed towards the Jewish people. We have, behind the scenes, they do chaos in the whole world, which is by no means good, but at least generally, publicly. So effectively, we're now in this cosmic battle between what we would call the sons of Yaakov and Esav on one side that have seen the light of goodness and kindness and love, and Yishmael, which is the Arabs. And frankly, there are many of the Arab leaders that have turned away from hating Israel. But at the same time, Islam itself, which was made by an Arab, that have deep resentment because Yishmael was kicked out of the home and they haven't recovered. And it's a religion that, there was a guy that wrote satanic verses. This former Muslim who was actually called a holy man in Islam, he went to Hajj 10 times, former terrorist, he told me, I can't believe the words I was reading. Over 30 times, I want you to Google it, over 30 times in the Quran it calls for the direct murder of Jews and Christians. It's a book, a holy book, which is calling for the murder of other people. And this is why Hamas exists. It exists to murder Jews and Christians. And all those soldiers that go in, these stupid idiots, they have a writing on the walls. They say, first the Saturday people, then the Sunday people. Islam has infiltrated, thanks a lot to Obama and other idiots that welcomed those that want to kill us as heroes and told everyone these are refugees. But really, they are doing jihad by immigration. They come into our countries instead of respecting us and the tolerance that we give them to live lives according to their conscience. They use, as somebody from Switzerland who's suffering from these terrorists told me, they play us as fools. They use our kindness and they slowly infiltrate, exactly like Obama did, and they take over offices of power. There are Muslims that are mayors in so many cities in London. There are, as Churchill said, it's a rabid bunch of warriors just seeking control and the implementation of their way of life against how everybody else seeks. They are not looking, like most immigrants to these countries, to integrate, and not even to integrate, to just respect, be part of the society. They're looking to turn it into a Muslim country. That is the goal of Islam, to turn the world into Islamic state. So, it's time for the Jewish people that are quote-unquote liberal to wake up. There's never been a time that there has been a secular society that hasn't turned even worse than some of the Christendom did a lot. But look at what communism did. It was a secular idea. Look what Hitler did. It was a secular idea. So secularism is not immune to radicalization, it's very susceptible to it because it doesn't stand on anything but just let me do what I want. So what I want is also safety. So when a bully comes around and says, okay, well, this is the way you got to behave, and say, okay, because it's not, you don't, unless you stand for something, you fall for everything. And so that gives us a clear option in life. You can choose truth and goodness and kindness and love, or you can choose to think that you can get away with just doing what you want. And it leads to death and destruction. And so let's choose wisely, and may God see our choice, and may He reward it with the coming of the Mashiach now.